I mean, technically speaking, I mean, you can dunk somebody for baptism. So I was like, yeah, if you want to, let's do it. And
Yeah.
I just like, you know.
How'd it feel? It was fine?
I mean, by the third time,
Just
like
sucked.
a little.
Oh, sorry, one second.
Answer.
Hello? Yes. I'm on it. That was Pope Francis.
What?
He wants to know who's the last caller standing.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. I mean, I think it'll be good this year.
Yeah. Think they'll be able to figure out Zoom?
Not a chance.
No, I don't think so either.
Mm-mm.
Give me a second. Okay.
11 priests, but only one winner. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Last Collar Standing. So excited to be with you here
And
today.
the crowd goes wild.
My name is Father Andy Thuringer. I'm the parochial administrator at Hartford and Humboldt in South Dakota, and I'm your co-host today, along with my other co-host.
I'm Emily Leadham, Executive Director of the Lourdes Center, and we are so excited, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, disciples, Catholics across the diocese, to come together for a night of an epic throwdown.
We've had some amazing competitions in the past. I'm really excited for tonight, and we're going to get everybody at home more involved than they've ever been before in the game. So just a quick reminder before we even begin. Tonight you can text Last Collar, all capitals, Last Collar, to 84576. That's Last Collar to 84576. You'll get updates, and you'll be able to vote for the winner.
That's right. And we want to also let you know that throughout the evening, you can donate and continue to support the incredible benefactor of tonight's event. So all the proceeds from tonight's Last Caller Standing go to support the ongoing work of Lumen Christi here in the Diocese of Sioux Falls. Right now we have 2 full-time, year-round missionaries, Mason Ferner and Sarah Dvorak, that are in, let's see, Aberdeen and I want to say Del Rapids. I think it's Del Rapids.
Frankly, they move all around the diocese.
That's right.
They go where they're
That's
needed.
right.
And
That's
this is
right.
one of the beautiful things. I was actually part of what was Lumen Christi back in the day. It had a few name changes. And back when I was in it, all of the missionaries, we had to farm from other parts of the country. And now all of our missionaries come from right here. We're building a culture of evangelization, college kids who want to reach out and share the gospel with others. It's so powerful. Thank you for joining us. And if there's any way you can help or you feel called to donate, we'd really appreciate it.
Again, so anytime tonight, text Last Caller to 84576. You'll be able to get more information, and we'll also give you a website of where you can donate tonight. So in part, some of how we're able to do this is through incredible sponsors that many of our contenders, our callers that are hoping to be the last ones standing, found and got on board for the evening. So we just want to give a shout out to a couple of those sponsors.
Yeah, so sponsoring Father Chris Cowles is Deacon Timothy and Kathleen Tracy. Thank you so much for your support.
I love Deacon Tim Tracy and Kathy. They're just
amazing.
the best. I just love them. Also sponsoring Father Tim Cohn is Lucky W Ranch and Kennel.
Sponsoring Father Sean Haggerty is the St. George Parish Society. That's my parish, but I said, hey, I'm a host. You guys are free agents, and they love you, Father Haggerty.
That was very generous of you. Way to go, Father Haggerty. Also sponsoring Father Jacob Doty are the Knights of Columbus and St. Mary's Parish, Sioux Falls.
And sponsoring Lumen Christi, Cassie P's Designs.
Oh, Cassie P's Designs. And she even wants to share a little note with everybody. She said that they're happy to help spread the light of Christ in the great Diocese of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They're having a watch party in Madison, Wisconsin tonight.
Amazing.
I know, isn't that great?
Cassie, rock.
And then also, Lucky W Ranch and Kennel wants to say, I love this. Thank you for helping us on our path to heaven. You are always in our prayers. Good luck, Father Cone.
All right, let's hop into it. We're going to get to the game real soon. First, a couple of rules for our priests. Priests, no outside help. We don't want anybody helping you cheat on some of the games or quizzes or whatever you got coming your way. Priests also can't watch the event. There's a little bit of a time delay. That just gets awkward. But their chat is wide open. You guys won't be able to see it at home, but they can chat the whole group, or they can chat each other and scheme and form alliances and all sorts of things.
And I don't want to out too much, but there's already some smack talk happening in the chat. So I think the priests are ready to show up. They're ready to compete this year. They've been prepping for months and months and months for tonight's event, and you can show by the spirit they're bringing to the chat.
Oh, yeah. Finally, priests aren't allowed to open any envelopes, which we sent them a whole packet in prep for this. So they're not allowed to open any envelopes until we instruct them to, and some of those envelopes have special advantages in them.
Tell us about them, Father.
All right, just briefly, a couple of the advantages are that priests can have an extra vote when it comes to tribal council. They can get an immunity advantage, which means they can't be voted off when they go to clergy council. One person will get a silent immunity. They will have immunity. No one else will know who has it. And finally, a hidden immunity. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
I think it's about time to meet our contestants. Are we ready for this?
Absolutely.
All right, priests, when I say your name, I would love for you to raise your hand, say hello to everybody. We'll move through these really quick so that we can get on to the game. First and foremost, welcome Father Tim Cone from Ipswich, Roscoe, and Leola. Wave that, what are those called?
Tiki.
A tiki. Wave your tiki, everybody. Father Tom Anderson is coming in hot from Yankton. Jacob Doty, just down the street, St. Mary's, Sioux Falls. Hey, Grant Lacey from Yankton, also coming in and representing Mount Marty. Father Scott Traynor, Vicar for lay and clergy formation. Wave that tiki. Father Jeff Norfolk is feeling a little too far away for my comfort, but Father Jeff Norfolk from St. John Vianney Seminary in Minneapolis. Chris Cowles, Our Lady Guadalupe, Sioux Falls. Nick Haiar from Yankton. Sean Haggerty, representing the newest parish in Sioux Falls, or in the Diocese of Sioux Falls. That's JP2 in Harrisburg. Tim Smith, doing canon law, and probably is showing the most spirit in the chat so far. So he's ready to play. And Jeff Schulte coming from Aberdeen with a whole host of people on the chat already supporting and giving Father Jeff shout outs.
To all my brother priests, thanks for joining us tonight. We're super excited. Let's get into the game. So how does this game work? Well, we've divided our priests into 3 teams: Team Lourdes, Team Guadalupe, and Team Fatima. And the priests on these teams will compete in challenges or games. Every game will have a loser, and that loser's team will to go into tribal council.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or into clergy council. When they go into clergy council, they're going to vote on who they think is not the last collar standing, and whoever gets the most votes will be eliminated. Last collar standing wins. Also, there will be several times tonight when everyone at home will be able to participate via YouTube poll, whether it's deciding who wins a game or maybe even voting a priest off the island. We will have times where we put up a YouTube poll, so have that YouTube live chat open.
And if they're having a watch party, how can they get additional votes so they're not only voting on one channel?
Oh, look, you might be watching up on the big screen, but as long as you got your phone with YouTube chat open, you get a vote.
That's right. I think it's time to announce some of our advantages.
Absolutely. So we have one priest. For the last couple of weeks, we've had a social media battle. Who can get the most likes and engagement on social media? And this priest is going to get a very special envelope. They get to open envelope 1. The winner of our social media challenge is Father Jeffrey Schulte. Woo!
Give it up for Father Jeff Schulte. Way to rock that millennial social media life.
He's on a college campus. That probably helps.
Yeah.
Father Schulte, you may open envelope 1, but you do not need to share what's in it.
That's right. Now, we have several priests that raised over $750 to support Lumen Christi.
Amazing.
Do you want to tell us who they are?
So, Father Cone, Father Cowles, Father Doty, Father Haggerty, Father Smith, and Father Norfolk. You have all raised $750 for Lumen Christi, and so you may open envelope 2. I'll tell you right now, what envelope 2 is an advantage to get an extra vote in clergy council. So one time during a clergy council, each of those priests that I just listed will get an additional vote.
And that could be a game changer when it comes to clergy council and the who's going to be the last caller in the end.
Oh, absolutely. And finally, we have one final advantage. If any of the priests raise more than $1,500 for Lumen Christi, then they are going to get to open envelope 3 at this time. And they have just received an immunity. Full out an immunity. It's known to everyone. But at some point during a clergy council, they will be able to just say, hey, you can't vote me out. Deal with it. And who do we have that has gone to that threshold?
I think those priests will be getting a private message from our team at this moment in the chat. So if you get a private message, priests, that is actually going to be a hidden immunity. And you're going to be able to play that secretly by messaging our team, I think.
Just
we'll
for
figure
the
that
record,
part
when
out.
you play an immunity, we will give you an opportunity. We'll say, would you like to
Yeah.
use a hidden immunity? And that's when you can come out and say, yes, I want to use my hidden immunity. So don't worry about that. You're not going to miss it. And I don't think you'll have to privately chat us. But we will chat you if you got that advantage.
Full disclosure to the audience at home, the advantages are stressing me out. So Father Andy is fully responsible for making sure that we get those immunities and advantages played all night long.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's time to head to our first game.
I think it's time for our first game. Let's roll.
As is tradition for Last Caller Standing, one of my favorite games of all time, we could not bring it back. It's time for the scavenger hunt.
Let's go, friends and family.
All right, here's how this is going to work. Our priests are going to have 60 seconds on the clock.
That's 60 seconds.
They're going to run out of the Zoom frame.
They're going to run.
They're going to run and grab as many of the 3 following items. You can have multiple, and you will get multiple points for each one that you bring. At the end of 60 seconds, you got to be back in your seat with as many of the items as you can, and then we'll tally up the points. Team with the lowest points is going to our first clergy council.
Tell us what they need to find.
You will get 1 point for bringing in any leftovers that
That's
you can
right.
find. Your second point, or your second, you can get 2 points for bringing in a living plant. Can a priest keep a plant alive? We're about to find out. So 1 point for leftovers, 2 for any living plant, and 3 points for any glow-in-the-dark religious item. On your marks. Get set. Go!
While they're preparing this, I would just like to have a moment to celebrate here and at home the power of a glow-in-the-dark religious item.
I actually think this might be kind of a hard one. I think priests don't usually have those. But they're always floating around parishes, so it depends. Is the priest back to his rectory? Maybe is he being there from his office?
That's right.
We'll have
That's
to see.
right. Did I just see a clergy run in the hallway of the Chancery building looking for leftovers? No, sorry, Father. Those are mine. I'm going to eat them later.
You'll have to take that up with him when he gets back in the screen. That's
By
amazing.
the way, Father, you are judging tonight. You are also our official judge for the game. Is that correct?
I have all power and authority for these silly little games. Yes.
That is right. So if a priest shows up with a fake plant, it will be up to the judge to determine if indeed the priest is telling the truth.
I don't know if I'm going to be a great judge at that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Time.
Look at this. Ask and you shall receive. I don't know what Father Chris Cowles is holding up. Is that leftovers? It looks disgusting.
All right, we're gonna go one at a time, and we're gonna start to tally the votes. Let's start with Father Grant Lacey. What have you brought for us?
We're getting you unmuted. Just one moment.
Got plants.
Plants.
That's 2 points.
Welcome.
Hey,
well
I
done.
got a lot of plants.
Does that count as one plant
Well,
or?
this is a plant.
It's just sitting in 1 glass of water, though.
Well,
I'm gonna-
yeah, it's a plant.
I'm gonna count that as a plant. That's 1 plant, 2 points.
How many plants can I have?
As many as you could have brought, but it's too late now. What else you brought for us?
Here's
Oh, there's
another
2.
plant.
Okay.
And here's another plant in another little cup. And here's another plant in another little cup.
Wow.
I'm gonna allow it. That's 4 plants.
That is 4 plants. Well done,
thank you.
Father Grant Lacey.
Anything
Team
else on the
Lords.
list?
No.
All right, Father Chris Cowles, what do you got?
I got a poinsettia right behind me,
There you go.
and I've got right around 50 glow-in-the-dark rosaries right here.
I don't know what to do with that, Judge.
How do you know it's 50?
You want me to count all of them for you right now? I'll do it.
You count them. You count them. We'll come back to you.
Okay, I'll count.
Thank you. We're nothing if not diligent here at Last Caller Standing. Father Tim Cohn, while Father Chris is counting lots of rosaries, why don't you tell us what you brought?
Let's make sure you're unmuted, Father Tim Cohn.
Well, right there I can see he's got 2 plants.
2 pants. Well done.
Yes, 2 plants. One,
That's-
two, and they are alive. They are, in fact, alive.
They're looking good.
Lords!
Well done, Team Lords.
All right, Father Nick Haiar, what have you got? And Father Scott, you're on deck.
I have 1 plant,
That's a big one.
2 plants,
2 plants.
3 plants, 4 plants, 5 plants.
Wow.
Brought to you by Father T, Floral and Decorating.
Amazing.
Well done. Guadalupe.
So proud of my vicar.
Father Scott Traynor, you're up. Father Tim, you're on deck. Father Tim Smith.
Not that I think Team Guadalupe is going to need my help, but here we go. We got the plant, and then I don't know if these are twofers. I have leftover lettuce and cucumber and spinach and celery, which are also plants.
Judge.
Are they alive though?
We have to see the bottom of that plate.
I'm gonna count each of those. as leftovers.
That's
How
a
about that? 3
philosophical
points.
question. 3 points. Well done.
I think we're good. Thanks.
All right. I think Father Smith, you're up, and Father Schulte, you're on deck. Father Smith, you're muted. There we go.
I have 2 proper leftovers by definition, and then I also have 1 large plant. So just registering those items.
All right, I believe that's 4 points. Excellent job.
Well done.
Father Schulte.
Yeah, I have 3 containers of cookies,
I'll give it to you.
leftover cookies. And then I have, I'm not going to get up. I have 1 plant, 2 plant, 3 plant, 4 plants, and 5 plants.
Wow.
Okay. Who
Nice,
knew we
Tim.
had so many green thumbs in the presbyterate?
I know this is really good. All right, Father Jeff Norfolk, you're up. Father Tom Anderson, you're on deck.
I have 1 plant and 3 leftovers.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
What's your favorite out of those leftovers?
Well, someone got Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wait.
That would be my
you
favorite
can't
too.
even eat that. Are those your leftovers?
That's
or
not
your,
what that is not the
or
prompt.
your seminarians' leftovers?
Thank you. You didn't say my leftovers. You just said leftovers.
Exactly.
got
Playing
a
the game,
question on
Father
the
Norfolk.
field,
I love it. All right, Father Tom Anderson, what do you got?
Man, I thought I was doing well, but I've got 3 plants. I've got this wonderful poinsettia from my associate, Father T. Pham, and a second one, beautiful, and a third one for my officer.
Beautiful.
All right, Father Sean Haggerty, you're up. Father Doty, you're on deck.
All right. I've got 6 leftovers.
I would like visible confirmation
we need
of those
proof.
leftovers.
We need proof.
What?
6 individual
Hey,
wings.
don't you believe me?
No.
Oh, here we go. So,
Get them and bring them.
Oh, wow.
Polish sausage with sauerkraut.
That looks disgusting.
Ooh, some garlic chicken.
That looks good.
Why don't they have lids?
Some beautiful pasta. They all have lids. I took them all off.
Oh, okay.
some beautiful. This is called tacchino natale cacciarecce. It is a beautiful turkey, Christmas turkey homemade chicken. And
All
then,
right, I trust you on the rest of them. So that's 6. Anything else?
All right. And then some beautiful chocolate cake too.
Oh.
All made by
Okay.
me.
Okay.
All right, Father Doty.
I have a flower here that is living. I have a Christmas cactus that is my pastor's.
Christmas cactus, lovely.
One back. And then I have some potatoes, red potatoes. I have a soup that I didn't know was soup and spilled all over me.
I think he said that was soup that he didn't know it was soup that spilled all over him.
Oh, no.
And then I have a non-living plant, but a bonsai tree.
A bonzo tree. That counts.
Yeah, that counts.
I think that totally counts. Okay, I must say they showed up. They did really well.
So is this working?
Father Cowles, I think we need to come back and get clarity on how many glow-in-the-dark rosaries indeed did you have?
67. That was more than I imagined. So I was trying to give a good estimate.
That's amazing. I think you could light an entire building at night just with rosaries.
Well done.
So I think we all probably know who the winner is.
Team Guadalupe,
I think Team Guadalupe walks away
well
with that one
done.
handily. But our tabulators are going through the rest of them. Thanks, guys. If you need to really quickly put something back in the fridge, or
now would be a great time to do that.
understand.
Go ahead and put those leftovers away. You'll be able to come back to them in an hour and a half. While our team is calculating those results, we are looking for, unfortunately, who had the least amount of points, the fewest living plants, the least amount of leftovers in the refrigerator, and no glow-in-the-dark items. So while we're calculating that, we just want to remind you one more time that throughout the evening, you can donate by going to sfcatholic.org/LCS. That's Lumen Christi. What's the S stand for? Lumen Christ.
It's last caller standing.
That's really embarrassing. It stands for last caller standing. That's better. This is why we have a whole team that's supporting us in the back. So sfcatholic.org/LCS. That's last caller standing to donate.
Emily?
Yeah.
I'm getting word from our fact checkers.
Do we have our totals?
Yes, we do. So, as expected, Team Guadalupe running away with it with 221 points. Absolutely incredible. By far the highest score in any scavenger hunt we've ever had. In second place, and this was second place by 1 point. In second place, Team Lords with 24 points, which means Team Fatima with 23 points. You are headed to our very first clergy council. At this time, we're going to have everybody who's not in clergy council, you're going to be brought to a waiting room in Zoom, and we're just going to talk with Team Fatima. I'm so sorry.
So for those who are new to Last Caller Standing, while we're getting our clergy council ready to go, give us a little rundown on how the clergy council works.
So at the beginning of the clergy council, we're going to ask if anybody wants to play an immunity. So if they have a immunity that's not secret, they can bring that out and everybody will know, and then people will know not to vote for them. Then we'll do our votes, which they are going to submit through the chat. And then we'll quick tally those, and then we'll have them here. We'll read them out. before we read them out, there's also a chance to use a few other of the advantages that we have. And sadly, whoever gets the most votes will be voted off of last caller standing, and will have to take their tiki and break it. I can't actually put it out because it's paper. So we break the tiki.
Very dramatic.
And then we bid you adieu.
Okay, so we should have Team Fatima in the chat room. Is that right? Okay, there we go. Father Jeff Schulte was hanging out. Or excuse me, somebody was hanging out that wasn't supposed to be here. I think it was Nick Haiar. Okay.
Team Fatima, I'm so sorry. You know, you came into this a person short. It really was rigged from the beginning, you might say. And even though you came in last, I know someone really important who once said that the last shall be first. In this clergy council, no one will be voted off.
That's right.
Instead, we are going to give you an advantage that you can bring back into the game. Do not count on this at every clergy council. This is a one-time thing, but we want to give you guys an advantage. So, first thing we need you to do is to nominate somebody from your team.
I'd like to nominate Father Jeff Schulte since he won the most category from his St. Mary's people, so he's got a lot of pull out there. So I'd like to nominate Father Jeff.
Great nomination. Father Jeff, you're officially nominated. Tell him what Father Jeff gets to do.
All right, Father Schulte, here's how this is going to work. At the next clergy council, the Team Fatima is not part of. So if you guys go to clergy council again, it's not going to be next time. But the next clergy council the Team Fatima is not part of, you will also get to be part of that clergy council and cast a vote against somebody else, against another team's player. So in other words, you guys get to step in and exert some influence in another team at a clergy council. Sound good? All right, we're going to bring you back now with everybody else, but they don't know what's going to happen. And if I were you, I wouldn't tell them. Let them stew a little bit in the mystery of what went down at this clergy council. All right?
That's right. Let's bring everybody back in. I think this next challenge is one that I have been most excited for as we've been preparing for this game.
Absolutely, and it's a one of our games where we're going to have the YouTube poll live. So you are all going to be able to participate at home. So please, if you haven't got it ready already, get on YouTube, get on the chat, and that's where you'll see our poll for this next game.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are counting on you at home for this game to exert your influence, and I would say this is a great opportunity for parishioners at home to share a little bit of their personal preferences with their priests.
All right, so our next game is going to be for all the teams who are going to play. It's called Hate That Hymn. We're playing Hate That Hymn. The winner of this game, unlike many of our other games, the winner of this game is going to be decided by the audience at home. So we're going to put up, as soon as we have all our answers from our contestants, we're going to put up a poll, and you get to decide who wins and who loses this game. Each team will have 1 minute to discuss a song, a church song, a hymn, that you would banish forever, that would never again be played at church. You get to send a song into exile. Please, when you go into your teams, we're going to put you in private chats with just your team. Pick a song, but also pick a backup, or a backup or two in case somebody else picks the same song. All right, we're going to do first come, first serve on this. Once the decision is made, we will put up a poll with the 3 songs that our teams have chosen, and you at home get to decide which song do you agree with the priest should be banished forever. So right now we're going to send all the teams into separate chats, into separate groups, and you guys can begin to decide. You have 1 minute to decide and come up with some backups. Ready, break!
Best of luck to you, priests.
This game's a little spicy.
This game is a little spicy. I feel like we're kind of stepping into new territory here, but it's all in good fun. And to any of our music directors that are listening, we just invite you to step out of the room at this time. That would be great.
We're not here to hurt any feelings or anything. Everybody has different tastes, And
That's right.
Here's something I'm wondering. Now all our priests are out of the chat, so
yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to think of songs that they wouldn't want anymore, Or will they think of songs that parishioners don't want anymore? We're going to have to see who plays the game better.
Yes, that's exactly what I was wondering as well. I'm curious, would you share with us what song would you send into exile? Have you thought about this?
What's that one? It starts off, I always feel like I have to sing about myself. It's like, the Lord be with you, like that one. Is that one?
I don't think you can banish that one.
I can't banish that one?
That's an
All right.
integral part of the Mass.
All right, we're bringing all our teams
all right,
back.
Everybody,
we're ready
come
to hear
back in.
What their least favorite hymns are.
This is going to be so good.
All right, everybody, I hope you had a good deliberation. I want to start with Team Fatima. Team Fatima, which hymn would you like to put up for exile?
Well, speaking on behalf for Team Fatima, we would like to nominate the song Lord of the Dance. I danced in the morning when the world was begun. I danced in the moon.
Let's just let him keep going.
Yeah, giving us a little taste of it too. Yes, absolutely, Father Smith. Lord of the Dance.
Solid submission for exile. Lord of the Dance.
All right, Team Lords, what's your choice?
Okay, so we chose All Are Welcome. All are welcome. All are welcome in this place.
So you're saying all are welcome, but not that song. You want it gone. Fair enough.
That song is not welcome.
Thank you, Team Lords. Finally, Team Guadalupe, what's your pick?
Sing a New Church into Being, because it hijacked a beautiful hymn with terrible, terrible lyrics.
Somebody needs to give me a taste of that one. I don't know that song.
Oh, sing a new church into being. Da 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 dun 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 dun. I don't know the rest of it.
You're right. That's a beautiful melody, but sing a new church into being. Team Guadalupe's pick. All right, those are going to go up in a YouTube live poll. So look down in your chat, and we're going to give you just a minute or two to make your vote. Vote for whichever one you would want exiled. You vote for whichever. It's called Hate That Hymn. Which hymn do you hate? Vote for Lord of the Dance, All Are Welcome, or Sing a New Church into Being.
While we get that poll in place, I must say there's a few submissions coming from the parishioners themselves, and I think my favorite one is Let Eagle Feathers. It doesn't say raise you up onto eagle feathers, which is hilarious. I don't know this person, but you're a delight. Also, Carrie Puffett says, go Father Cowles. Please let eagle feathers be on that list. That's so funny. Logan Halmas cheering on Father Jeff Norfolk. SJV Third Floor. I don't know if you're all tuning in, but shout out to Third Floor at SJV. We'll give just a couple more seconds.
Yep, we're going to give you 15, 20 more seconds to get, we already have the results coming in.
121 votes so far. Again, our options are Lord of the Dance, All Are Welcome, and Sing a New Church into Being.
All right, I'm calling it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Polls are closed, everybody. All right, so you can probably already see this at home with 40% of the vote, and the clear winner, Team Fatima with Lord of the Dance. Woo! Team Fatima is safe from elimination this time. In last place, and the team that will be going to clergy council with only 27% of the vote. This is surprising to me.
This is surprising to me as well.
All Are Welcome.
I hate that song. Can I say that?
You hate that hymn?
I hate that hymn.
All right. Which team was All Are Welcome?
Team Lords.
Team Lords. I'm so sorry. You are headed to clergy council.
We're going to go ahead and kick everyone else out right now. Team Lords, please stay for clergy council. You know, I must say, those results surprised me a little bit.
Yeah. But that was good. Thank you for everybody for participating at home. All right.
That's right. I think we have all of Team Lords present. I'm going to just go around the horn. Father Tommy Anderson, is there anything you'd like to say to defend yourself? Why should you stay?
Well, I should stay because, I don't know. I think I'm the oldest priest in the group, and I've got the experience. I've done this this is my third time being in last caller standing, so.
Seniority card, well played. Father Lacey, what do you have to say for yourself?
I said we should have voted Sing a New Church. That's what I should have said.
That's a stab in the heart, Father Grant.
Well deserved.
I appreciate the honesty. Father Tim Cohn, anything you'd like to say to defend yourself?
Yeah, I got 3 parishes that are counting on me. I mean, it's like this. It's this whole upper, third half of the diocese. You're going to crush their hopes and dreams. So I mean, that's on you, brothers.
That's fair, Father. That's fair. Father Doty, anything that you would like to say for yourself?
I mean, I wanted to go for On Eagle's Wings, but we were. Also, I think Father Tom's having the most experience might be the biggest threat.
That's right.
These are Brutuses.
That's right. And it appears we have an additional team member showing up for this clergy council.
Yeah, Schulte's cheating. We should just vote him off.
Father Andy, would you like to let them in on the secret?
So as many of you probably noticed, we only had 11 priests this year when we normally have 12. So the first round clergy council was a surprise non-council. No one was voted off. And in fact, we gave Team Fatima a small advantage. Father Schulte is not eligible to be voted off at this clergy council, but he will get a vote in your clergy council. Don't expect this very often. This is not how this game normally works, but we thought we'd give him a little leg up.
Doesn't matter at all, is what you're saying?
That's right. Does anyone have an immunity that they would like to play?
Or an extra vote that you would want to cast?
Or an extra vote? Okay.
Do we tell that to you, or do we say it?
You say it.
Or do we type it? We type it? I think I'll use
Wait, your vote? Your vote you will chat to the staff. Yeah. But if you want to use an advantage, you can tell us now.
Okay, I'll use my 2 votes.
Oh, Father Doty using his extra
Laying
vote.
down 2 votes. Okay.
All right, go ahead and chat your vote to the staff.
That's to Abby. Shout out to Abby Bomberger, who's behind the scenes, taking very seriously the voting process.
This is exciting. This is our first clergy council.
I'm sweating.
It's kind of intense. We're going to have to say goodbye.
You are voting who you want to vote off the island. So in this group, besides Father Schulte, you need to chat Abby to let her know which of your team members you think needs to go. They will not be the last caller standing. And Father Doty will be using 2 votes due to his advantage.
Father Doty, you're allowed to vote for 2 separate people or to put 2 votes toward the same person. It's totally up to you.
I'll go for the same. Should I put that in the chat too?
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be great. And again, for ongoing updates and information about Last Caller Standing and about Lumen Christi, text 84576. Last caller. There's no spaces, all capitalized. Last caller to 84576. I need a jingle for that. 84756. We're gonna get sued. Okay.
Some money name on it.
I think we are close. I think we can go ahead and bring everybody back in. Okay. We have a very sophisticated way of tallying our votes here.
Well, actually, I think because we don't know the tallies, at least I don't know the tallies, and that's okay. But we do know who was just voted as not the last caller standing. Apparently, his wisdom and experience were far too much for his teammates. And Father Tom Anderson, I'm sorry, you are not the last caller standing.
Father Anderson, you can go ahead and break your tiki torch. This is horrible. I can't watch.
You broke my spirit. Well done for the rest of Team Lords. Excellent work.
Yankton will live on. Yankton will live on.
Thank you so much, Father Tom, for joining us. All right, we're reorganizing the teams at this point.
That's right. That's right. Are we ready to merge teams? You can all have a sad moment. I know you've bonded over these first 2 challenges. You've really stuck by each other, except for when you were voting against each other. But I'm really proud of the brotherhood and the camaraderie that we saw so far. But we're breaking you up, and we're establishing 2 new teams.
We're going to have 2 teams in this merge. We're going to have Team Sacred Heart and Team Immaculate Heart. And in just a second, we're going to get you those rosters, and then feel free to change your name to your new team.
For someone who's applying to be a Lumen Christi missionary, I mean, it's definitely worth the application. And just when you're praying about it, especially if you're praying about it, comparing it to other missionary programs or anything discernment, just what are the desires in your heart and how do they line up with either Lumen Christi or the other program you're looking at or the school or whatever the thing is. Because God puts desires in our heart to be fulfilled. And just for me in Lumen Christi, there's a desire for it to be local, there's a desire for it to be specific to the parish, and there's a desire for it to be a formation program. And it was pretty clear as I was comparing programs which one I was called to and which one I wanted to do because of that. And as you're discerning Lumen Christi, it can be, fill out the application. Most things are worth that. And actually bringing to prayers, noticing what desires you have in your heart and how they would be playing out as a missionary in the different programs you're looking at.
All right, so we have our team set up here. Team Sacred Heart, you are Father Cone, Father Traynor, Father Schulte, Father Norfolk, and Father Haiar. That's Team Sacred Heart. Team Immaculate Heart is everybody else. Father Haggerty, Father Smith, Father Doty, Father Cowles, and Father Lacey is Team Immaculate Heart. Please take a minute and change your tag on your title, your name tag, I guess. And get used to your new teams. Now you're working together.
That's right.
All right. In the meantime, while you work on that, we're going to head into our next game. This game is going to be a relay, but we only need 3 people from each team. We're going to have you nominate those in a minute. But first, allow me to explain the game. This game is called the Balloon Pop Relay, and you will need the balloon that we sent you, one of the balloons that we sent you. The game is quite simple. We're going to ask you both teams are going to nominate 3 people. We're going to put you in order, first, second, and third. The first person is going to begin to blow up the balloon. And they're going to blow it up until, by sheer force of your breath, it pops. As soon as it pops, the next person in the relay can begin. They're going to blow it up until it pops. And then finally the anchor, going to blow it up until it's right in your face and it pops. The first team to pop all 3 balloons wins. Take a moment and figure out who the 3 people from your team that are going to participate in the balloon pop relay.
And we encourage you, if you're watching at home, to try this because it really is as anxiety producing as it sounds. We tried this on Friday. Yeah. Father Andy crushed me. It took you, 30 seconds to pop it?
Something like that.
And out of my sheer anxiety and fear of it popping in my face, it took me 1 minute and 10 seconds.
You were doing little bits, though.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous. So this is why I was bad at labor. Okay, does every team have their 3 people?
Do we decide that now? Or
yes, please.
I'm willing to do it on our team.
Okay, so Father Haggerty's going to start it with Immaculate Heart. Who's going to go right after Father Haggerty? Father Cowles, are you cool with that?
Am I on Immaculate Heart or Sacred Heart?
I can't tell.
I think you were Immaculate Heart.
Immaculate Heart.
Yeah. I'll do whatever.
All right, you're number 2 on the relay. So you're after Father Haggerty. And who's your anchor?
Father Tim Smith?
Father Doty, looks like he's there.
Oh, where's Father Doty? Oh, Father Lacey.
All right, so it's going to be Father Haggerty, then Father Cowles, then Father Lacey. Team Sacred Heart.
Father Traynor, you starting us off?
No, I'm really traumatized by this. I texted, I can't do
do
this.
it.
but-
Understandable. Father Schulte, you're going to start off. Sacred Heart. Who's going after Father Schulte?
I can go.
Then Father Tim Cohn. And who is the anchor?
I can go.
Yeah, Father
Nick
Nick Haiar. By the way, for anybody watching at home, if you're wearing headphones, you might want to remove those or turn it down just a little bit. All right, so you all know your order. You know your teams. Get ready with your balloons. On your marks.
I have a question.
Yes.
How? Explain the process again one more time.
So the first person is going to blow up the balloon until, not popping with your fingers or anything, until it's so full that it pops. As soon as it pops, the next person can begin, and then finally the third person in your team. So once all 3 balloons are popped, first team to do that wins.
Got it.
On your marks. Get set. Go!
Christopher Euler says at home that Father Jeff Schulte is full of hot air, so he's feeling very confident in his ability.
Well, I hope it pays off for him. By the way, hi Chris, how's it going?
Katie Scott is very afraid of this.
Hard balloons.
I know. You gotta work hard.
They're going to be fuller than you think.
That's right.
Here we go, Sacred Heart. Here we go, Sacred
Keep
Heart.
going, Father Haggerty. Come on, Father Haggerty, you got this.
Let's go, Schulte.
I love how it takes up the screen. So good.
Just like you're preaching for Easter. Let's go.
Oh no, Father Haggerty lost his balloon. Did it pop? Schulte, did it pop?
I got it. Go.
Next. There you go.
Okay, Father Tim Cohn is going. Go, Father Haggerty.
Go Tim!
Come on, Father Cone. Come on, Father
Father
Cone.
Cone. Father Cone.
Father Haggerty, come on, buddy.
You gotta hold on to it, otherwise you lose it.
Out of time.
You can do this.
One more blow.
Nobody can know he's got more air than Cone.
If you feel like you're gonna pass out, keep going. Just kidding.
I got dust flying everywhere.
It's a huge balloon. Oh my god.
Father Haggerty's poor dog.
Yeah, hold
Come on, Father
to it.
Haggerty, you got this.
Oh, there's Father Cone.
Okay, Father Cone popped.
Come on, Haggerty, go. It's
Wait,
fine.
who's after Father Cone?
Father Nick Haiar.
Oh, Father Nick Haiar, he's going.
It's the biggest balloon ever. Come on.
I can't get the balloon. Doesn't want to. It keeps on closing on me. I can't blow it. It keeps
Just
Life is hard. Life is hard.
This is. Oh, I'm so nervous. We're on the edge of our seats, Father Haggerty. I've never seen a normal party balloon that size before. Father Nick Haiar, well
Father
done,
Nick Haiar,
Team
there it
Sacred
is.
Heart.
There it is. Father,
I would
Father
just like
Haggerty,
to see.
You can stop.
I'm committed. Can he do it?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. That was a Herculean effort from Father Haggerty. You are a champion. Unfortunately, just not in the balloon pop relay.
Unfortunately, that means Team Immaculate Heart is headed to Clergy Council.
All right, let's get him into Clergy Council.
Oh, great respect, Father Haggerty. That was amazing.
The chat is blowing up. Boom, boom.
Oh.
Come on. That was good. The chat is blowing up over that one. That was the largest balloon that they have ever seen. And Father Haggerty, I feel like you're getting some good shout outs for the epic effort.
Lung capacity, frankly.
And the lung capacity. Amazing. Well done.
You're on mute.
Well done. Okay, we are back in Clergy Council. We're kicking out our last few people.
Father Haggerty, I think with that amazing effort, you deserve the first word. I know you're probably still catching your breath, but what do you think in going into this Clergy Council?
Oh, I preached this Sunday about doing God's will. So things aren't very complicated. All we have to do is God's will, and it'll be all okay. So, but this balloon, I don't know what the heck's going on with it, but it kept on collapsing on me, and I couldn't get it to open up. That's what happened there. But I'm thrilled to play. I enjoyed it. Sorry I let my team down, but praise the Lord.
Father Lacey, do you buy the excuse about the balloon collapsing, or are you going to hold Father Haggerty personally accountable?
Well, I don't know. The balloon is a pretty simple tool. I don't see that it really would have had that much of a, angst against him or anything.
You come try.
I think it's operator error myself.
I just about spit my water everywhere.
Any more thoughts before we put it to a vote?
Father Haggerty, we love you. You did an awesome job.
Wait, we're going to vote already?
That's right. Father Smith, anything you'd like to add?
I just thought it was a great effort by Father Haggerty. He shouldn't be penalized he did the very best he could.
You know, I love this about clergy council. Even though they're voting each other off, it really brings about the brotherly love.
But enough of that. Let's get to voting.
Let's go.
So, first of all, does anybody have any advantages that they want to play before we vote? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we have an advantage.
We have 2 different advantages. Father Haggerty, what's the advantage you're playing?
I have an extra vote.
All right, Father Smith?
I got an extra vote.
All right, you will both be able to put 2 votes in clergy council. Remember, those can be for 2 separate people or 2 votes for the same person.
And Father Cowles?
Immunity.
Father Cowles is playing
Father Tim
immunity,
likes to
so
get rid
any
of me
votes
from other
cast
games.
at Father Cowles will not be valid.
So do not vote for Father Cowles. He is immune.
All right,
and again,
everybody go
Father
ahead.
Tim Smith and Father Haggerty, they're putting in 2 votes to the chat. Priests, go ahead and message, private chat, Abby, and we will tally those scores. I think we should put the balloon is a simple tool on a t-shirt.
Yes.
On the next Lumen Christi t-shirt.
That is incredibly merchable, Father Lacey. That was... Okay, so I had to come up with these games like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That went so far beyond my expectations.
Yeah, well done.
For that game. That was
Well done.
hilarious.
Yes. Yeah, and the pop is kind of a next level pop. I feel like the pop, and maybe it was just because we were testing this in the room that we're in, it was way louder than like popping with a pin. It had that extra something.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I'm just trying to make my anxiety feel better about it. Okay, while we tally those votes, let's go back to the chat and see what people are saying. Oh, just so much support for Father Haggerty. Everybody really got behind you. A lot of support for Team Sacred Heart. Dang nabbit, Father Haggerty. That's what one of them says. I love the chat. Go, Father Cowles. June Miller says that. Nancy Dunn says, well played, Father Cowles. Kathy Holma. Teresa Miller, awesome job, Father Andy and Emily. We even got a shout out.
How about that?
It's because it's my godmother.
Oh.
Kelly Olson is agreeing with Nancy Dunn about well played, Father Cowles. Father Doty got a shout out. I don't know what their name is though. Lisa Dvorak says that you should have needed to play that game.
I have played that game by myself to see if it would work, and nobody could hear my girly scream after it popped in my face. It's like harder than you'd think.
It's way harder than
like,
you would think.
Like not just like physically, but like mentally.
Mentally. Yeah.
Since I didn't get the chance to do it earlier, can I try it now?
Yeah. While we're waiting for votes to tally.
Yeah, some of you just got sent free balloons that we just gave you. Because if you didn't play the game, you just got like a free balloon from Lumen Christi. So, congratulations.
Very exciting. Also, there's several people in the chat wondering why Father Jeff Norfolk has a baby face. So when we bring him back in, we'll have to let him know that people are noticing his change.
It sounds like are we struggling, Father Haggerty? We might not have gotten your votes.
I don't know how to vote. How do I vote?
Oh,
so they're gonna chat you in a second. You can just respond in the chat. But when you chat, there's a drop menu where you can chat individuals, and we would ask that you vote by chatting with Abby.
And don't forget to submit your 2 votes. And don't vote for Father Cowles, who has immunity.
Unless you want to waste your vote, which is totally fine.
That is a throwaway vote,
maybe
and that would be fine.
Your rage at Father Cowles knows no bounds, and you will waste votes just to be able to say that you voted for him. Father Cowles, did that pop? I missed it.
That was a total explosion. Oh my gosh. Balloon is everywhere.
There's like, when you do it, there's like balloon shrapnel
They
all
shred.
over the room.
Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking.
Okay, sorry. We're still just... We know, Father Haggerty, that you have 2 votes this time. It's really important that we get your vote. We're still working with you. Thanks, everybody, for your patience. I can tell you... Is this the final?
This is the final.
All right. A blowout vote against one of the priests. It's almost as if it was coordinated. I'm sorry, Father Doty. You are no longer you are not the last collar standing. We had 1 vote for Father Smith, 1 for Father Lacey, and 5 for Father Doty. Oh, broke his tiki right there.
Broke his tiki.
Father Doty, thank you so much for playing, but I'm sorry, you're not the last collar standing.
Don't forget to stay on. We'll bring you back on for the last vote, and we are bringing everybody back together. And now, dear priests, you will notice Father Jacob Doty, that sweet baby face, is no longer with us. Who can vote against Father Doty?
I can do it. All right,
Heartless.
we're going to move on to our next game here.
Heartless.
Our next game is for the teams. It's called Lost in Translation.
Tell us about that, Father.
Well, all my brother priests know this, and so do many of the faithful, but the Bible's actually translated from many ancient languages, and we all know that some translations are better than others. In this game, we're going to give each team 10 seconds to figure out what verse has been badly translated. If they fail, the other team will get 10 seconds in order to try to steal and get that point, and we're going to go back and forth. So I think let's have a good example of one of our bad translations.
Tell us our example, Father.
Just waiting for it to get up on the screen here. Our first bad translation.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do we have the example on there?
I think it's coming.
I don't think we have the example. You might have to read the example.
All right, so here's our example. Here is a bad translation. Emily, let me see if you can get this one.
Okay.
They will glide on the appendages of a scavenging bird.
I know that one. They will soar on wings like eagles.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct. All right. Hopefully you guys see how the game is played now. We're going to go back and forth. So first of all, and don't be afraid just to call it out if you know it. First of all, we're going to start with Team Sacred Heart.
Team Sacred Heart. I hope you know who you are, because I don't. And the chillness of God, which I don't even get, will protect your cardiac muscle and your brains in Christ Jesus.
God, which surpasses understanding, will guard your heart and minds in Christ Jesus.
That is
Philippians
correct.
4, verse 6.
Well done, Team Sacred Heart.
Extra points for the verse itself?
No. But it is that is super impressive.
That was impressive. All right, let's jump over to Team Immaculate Heart. Is that correct?
Yep, you guys are up.
All right, the bad translation. Don't get spooked. I'm your +1.
Be not afraid, I am with you.
Well done. It's like they know scripture or something.
I think so.
All
right, Team Sacred Heart, it's back in your court. Here's your next bad translation.
We survive by believing, not with our eyeballs.
We walk by faith and not by sight.
That is correct. We live by faith and not by sight. Isn't it walk?
In some translations.
In some, yeah.
It's a bad translation.
All right, now it's starting to get a little... All right, bad translation. Are we back to...
I believe we're back to Team Immaculate Heart, right?
Immaculate Heart.
All right, Immaculate Heart, here's your next bad translation. I am the road and the facts, and I'm alive.
I'm the way, the truth, and the life.
Correct.
That is correct. All right, back to Team Sacred Heart. Here's your bad translation. Nice job, loyal employee.
Good and faithful servant.
Correct.
That is correct. I just want to give a shout out to Father Andy really quick for the bad translations. I think he rocked it. Well done. All right, we're back to
Team Immaculate Heart.
Team Immaculate Heart. Here's your bad translation. Get over here, and if you're tired of carrying that...
Come to me, all you labor and burden, and I will give you rest.
Correct,
That
Father
is correct.
I'm worried none of them are going to get any of them wrong.
I know, what? And then we go to a tiebreaker. Is that right?
Then we could go to a tiebreaker,
That's
absolutely.
right. That's right.
All right, we're back to Team Sacred Heart.
Here's your bad translation. What you said lit up my toes and the ground.
Your word is a light unto my path.
What was that?
Your word is a light unto my path.
That is incorrect.
What?
Your word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my path. All right, it's Team Immaculate Heart. You're up. I think we were supposed to let him steal, but I couldn't help it. So we're just going to Team Immaculate Heart.
Great. I'm strolling through the tropical depression.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Correct.
Yes, that is correct. I couldn't even read that one. Well done. All right, we're back to
Team Sacred Heart.
Team Sacred Heart. Here's your bad translation. Don't want their stuff. 3 seconds. 3, 2.
Pick up your cross and deny it and follow me.
That is incorrect, Team Sacred Heart. The correct translation is, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods.
Ooh.
All right, Team Immaculate Heart, you guys are up.
Here's your bad translation. You'd better make yourself like a toddler, or you won't get into the Sky City.
Unless you become little children, you know, enter the kingdom of heaven.
Correct.
That is correct. The Sky City. Oh. All right, back to Sacred Heart. Here is your bad translation.
These are our final 2 questions here.
You cost more than lots of birds.
Are you worth not more than
one sparrow?
You're worth more.
We steal it.
3,
You are
2.
worth more than many.
Okay, there you go. Correct.
There you go.
We almost didn't get that point just from laughing. All right, last one. Team Immaculate Heart.
Here is your bad verse. Y'all that got dunked are wearing Jesus.
Those who have been baptized into Christ.
No, that is incorrect. Very close.
You are very close.
For all you who are baptized into Christ have clothed yourself with Christ. Very good. All right, so that is Team Sacred Heart with 4 points. Team Immaculate Heart with 5 points. Team Immaculate Heart wins. Unfortunately, that means Team Sacred Heart, you are going to Clergy Council.
Both missed one.
Team Immaculate Heart takes that game. Well done translating my horrible Bible translations.
I see that Father Scott has a question about the play on the field.
I got missed one.
What?
Do you not ask us? We both missed one.
You missed 2.
No, Team Sacred Heart missed 2.
I don't remember what they were, but I'm sure they did.
Yep. I knew you guys were down by 2, and then Immaculate Heart stumbled right at the end, but they still pulled it out. All right, so Team Sacred Heart, you guys are in Clergy Council now. As we sort you into your groups, the first thing I'm going to ask any members of Team Sacred Heart, are there any advantages that you want to play at this time? An extra vote or an immunity? Father Norfolk.
Yes,
Father Norfolk chooses to use his extra vote.
Okay. Anyone else like to use an immunity or an advantage? Father Tim Cohn, he would also like to use his extra vote. Okay, I think we've got everybody here. Father Jeff Norfolk, is there anything you'd like to say to defend yourself?
Well, they kicked me out in the first round last year, so I'm grateful to have lasted this long, and I hope I can persevere.
Pulling at the heartstrings, Father Jeff Norfolk. Father Scott Traynor, anything you'd like to say to defend yourself or to sell out one of your brothers?
No, I'm going to unite myself to Jesus at the cross and be mute before my accusers.
Okay. Solid use of that translation. Okay, Father Schulte, anything that you would like to say to defend yourself? You're muted, so I can't hear you. That almost gets you kicked off in my book. Just kidding. Father Jeff, what would you like to say?
I was going to say, I don't know what I have to defend myself against. He's been a team player the whole time, so.
I can't handle this.
I mean, he has been a team
They
player.
are
He voted
pulling
off.
my
he was in the
heartstrings.
other clergy council.
Yes,
You know?
it's true. It's
All right,
true. How
at this-
about? Go ahead. Go ahead.
At this time, please chat your vote, and we will find out who the next person eliminated
Are we
is.
chatting that to Abby?
You're sending
Yes.
that to Abby via the chat. And again, if you used one of your advantages, meaning you get 2 votes, go ahead and send that both at the same time to Abby, and she will calculate all of the votes. This kind of pulls at my heartstrings. Can we just all are welcome? Let's just all be winners. It's very cutthroat.
I mean,
we got a
with
fan
smile,
section
though,
too.
right?
We've got quite the fan section showing up for Father Cowles, Team Immaculate Heart all around. Sorry, Team Sacred Heart.
Yeah, what's that scripture like? Sly as serpents, wise as doves. Is that smile on our faces?
Yeah,
Something
exactly.
like
Exactly. People are impressed as well by the Sacred Heart of Jesus representing in Father Scott's view for Team Sacred Heart. We see what you did there. Well, oh, okay. Look at this. Well done. Way to
Shout out
represent.
Father McLaughlin, his ordination card, who's in the Holy Land and can't join us.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh. What do you do with that? The tallies are in. They're not what we expected.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We have, for the very first time ever on Last Caller Standing, a 3-way tie.
Let us all stay. Let us stay.
So,
It's Providence.
Father Cohn and Father Haiar received the least amount of votes. Father Traynor, Father Schulte, and Father Norfolk all received 2 votes. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to vote again, but you can only vote for Father Traynor, Father Schulte, or Father Norfolk, and there will be no advantages used on this vote. All right, so please chat your next vote to Abby again for Father Traynor, Father Schulte, or Father Norfolk.
I believe this is the 3rd annual Last Caller Standing, and ladies and gentlemen, this is a first.
That's pretty crazy. Like, it'd be one thing for a 2-way tie, but for a 3-way tie, like, it actually, you know what this means is your team has some solidarity.
Yes.
You guys, there's not ganging up. There's not a lot of scheming. You guys are voting with your hearts. I appreciate it.
There's a lot of love flowing through Zoom right now, and through
Well,
YouTube.
hold on a second. 2 people voted against me, so I don't know.
Yeah, how do you approach
Father
this?
Jeff is not feeling the love.
How do you approach this second vote?
It was his 2 votes. He voted for himself. Let's be real. Come on.
That would be such a Father Jeff Norfolk thing to do.
Right.
No. How is that possible?
Oh my gosh.
So,
all right,
we
Judge.
now have a 2-way tie.
I think we're down to 2.
Yes. So with 2 votes each, Father Schulte and Father Norfolk are still on the chopping block. Here's what we're gonna do. I have a number behind my back right now, and I want each of you to guess the number. The closest without going over wins. Let's go, Father Norfolk. You're up first.
Are you giving us a range?
It's behind my back.
Are both hands behind your back
Just
or
one
one
hand.
hand? One hand.
I send it to Abby. Just one hand?
Yep.
Do I send it to Abby or do I say
Just
it
say it
online?
right now.
3.
3 is what I had. Father Norfolk, you are staying. Unfortunately, who's the other priest there?
Father Cohn.
Father Cohn. I'm so
what?
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. Schulte was.
Father Schulte.
Father Schulte.
Father Schulte. He was sorry, Father Cohn. I thought that was normal indignation for being voted off. Oh my gosh, this is the craziest clergy council we've ever had. Father Schulte invoking his hidden immunity that only he knew he had. And so all of the votes for Father Schulte are null and void. I'm sorry, Father Norfolk. You played the game well, but you will not be our last caller standing. Wow.
Vote off Immaculate Heart instead?
Oh, that is incredible. That is
I did
so
not
good.
see that coming.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well done, you guys. We're going to bring everybody back after that wild clergy council.
Bonkers.
Woo! Everybody, we just had the most insane clergy council we've ever had. 2 ties, a basically rock, paper, scissors that turned into a hidden immunity being revealed. And unfortunately, Father Norfolk is no longer in the running for last collar standing.
He will be missed. Everybody give him some love in the comments. I think that brings us to our next challenge.
All right, we are playing another game. This is a team game, but you're each going to play individually. And the last person standing in this game will win for his team. This game is called Gargle, Don't Giggle. As you can tell, just from the name, it's incredibly dignified. So for this game, each of you are going to take a small sip of water or whatever beverage you have handy next to you. And you're going to gargle continuously when we say go. If you stop, you're out. If you laugh and have to stop or like spewing all over the place, you're out. Now, keep in mind that once you are out, you can try to make other people break. You can make them giggle, not gargle. All right? So everybody's going to take a drink. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. You're all going to start gargling. The last person to remain gargling with a single breath. Father Cowles?
You're muted. You can all unmute. That will help us.
Can we grab some water right now? If we don't have
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, go ahead and go grab water or something to drink if you don't have anything. And everybody, if you could unmute for the listeners at home and just our pure enjoyment of this
Absolutely.
absolute chaos, we would appreciate that.
All right.
Father Scott's bringing his microphone even closer. I so appreciate that. For the listeners at home, if you would like to participate in this game, see how far you can get. We'd love to have you let us know in the comments how you do. All right.
Make sure a friend records you on their phone.
Yes.
So I want you guys to do 2 things for me here. While you are gargling, please have your right hand in the air. We're going to have a lot of gargling going on at once, so that will help us. As soon as you have to stop and take a breath, you can put your hand down. Or as soon as you laugh and fail, you can take your hand down. Second thing, I just want to be absolutely clear. Whoever the last gargler standing is will win immunity for their team. The other team will be going to clergy council. All right. Everybody get yourself ready, take a drink, and begin gargling in 3, 2, 1, go! Just soak it in.
This is impressive. I feel like I'm underwater in a bubble. Don't giggle, anybody. Uh-oh, Father Nick Haiar's out. Keep going. Father Tim Cohn, out.
Curious if any of our priests know how to do circular breathing.
Don't try it with Diet Coke. It's horrible.
Oh, and that took Father Lacey out and Father Haggerty out. Father Jeff Schulte and Father Tim Smith are still in it. Father
Smith is done. Father
Jeffrey
Schulte. Or did he freeze? I thought maybe his computer froze.
He was going strong, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Team Sacred Heart. Thanks to Father Jeffrey Schulte. You are not going to Clergy Council. Team Sacred Heart, we will see you in Clergy Council.
Wait, Team Sacred Heart is safe. Team Immaculate Heart, we're going to see you in Clergy Council
right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Team Immaculate Heart.
All right, while we sort that, Team Immaculate Heart, are there any advantages that you would like to play at this time?
Oh, no. Can we open any more of our letters?
Not unless you were instructed to in the chat.
Okay, Father Cowles is using his extra vote advantage. He will be casting 2 votes this Clergy Council. Would anyone like to say anything, defend themselves, or make a case of who perhaps needs to go?
Well, I think Father Cowles...
And begin sending your votes now.
2 years ago when I voted him off, so I'm afraid he's coming for me.
So you're coming into this Clergy Council with a bit of fear.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Father Haggerty?
Yeah, I'm afraid too. I believe Father Cowles is going to come for me.
Why would I come for you, Father Haggerty?
Well, I don't know. Like my older brother was your mentor in seminary, and I think there's something you always hold against me because of that.
You please begin casting your votes by messaging Abby in the chat.
But I do want to say that I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, and we know how to go through adversity, and in the end, we always lose. So I'm not really a threat, but we will. But I will have a so far.
Father Haggerty, do you have a score update for us, for the listeners at home?
It's halftime, and it's 17-14. I've not been able to watch a whole lot. I got it in the background, but
Thank you for the honesty.
It's not as stressful being able to play this game instead of watching the game all the time. So this is good.
We know we have lots of football fans joining us tonight for this. Thank you so much for being with us. We're having a ton of fun. We hope you are too. All right,
Father Cowles getting a lot of love in the chat right now. I think, do we have the votes in? Has everyone cast their votes? We are just tallying them.
Father Haggerty, we're still struggling to get your votes, it seems.
In.
Done. He's in. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I did not see this coming.
Another tie? No, an absolute blowout. Father Lacey, Cowles, and Haggerty all received 1 vote. Father Tim Smith, 11 votes. You are not... Oh, 2 votes. I thought it was... They were doing... I was like, 11? They really had it out for you.
What envelope did they open?
Father Tim, you had 2 votes for you. A very close race, in fact.
Very close race.
But
I was going
you
to
are
say
not
a blowout.
the last caller standing, Father Smith.
Well, thanks for letting me play. I want to shout out my sponsors, Lucky W Ranch and Kennel. They have the best hunting dogs in all of South Dakota, and that's right up here in the northern part of the diocese, and they're also great Catholics.
Great shout out, Father Smith. You will be missed. Please go ahead and break your tiki.
Oh.
Sad day.
All right, we're going to bring Team Sacred Heart back in to join with Immaculate Heart. At this time, I'll let you know that there will no longer be teams going forward. We are merging into every man for himself. So you can keep your Sacred Heart or Immaculate Heart if you want to continue praying and asking for intercession and grace. But there will no longer be teams anymore. You are going to be competing for immunity simply for yourself, as everyone will head into clergy council from here on out.
That's right. And this perhaps brings us to the most challenging game of the night.
All right, Brother Priest, we're about to play a simple game, really. A child's game. It's so easy. Surely you all grew up playing Simon Says. Of course, as Catholics, we know that Simon was renamed Peter by the Lord. And so here at the Diocese, we play Peter Says. So you're simply going to respond to any command that I give you when I tell you Peter says blank, right? And just, be aware, I have made this difficult enough that I think I will get you all out. So Emily is going to be judging on the screen so that I can make eye contact with you. And let's begin. Simon Says, touch your nose.
Oh, 3 out right at the start. Father Lacey, Father Nick Haiar, and Father Jeffrey Schulte. Indeed, we are not playing Simon Says.
No, we're playing Peter Says. I thought I was very clear with that. Oh. Peter says, touch your nose. Peter says, touch your ear. Peter says, touch your other ear. Now touch your other ear. Peter says, touch your elbow. Peter says, touch your ear. Did I get any of them? Oh, Father
Tim Cone. Indeed, we are listening, not watching. Father Tim Cone, you are out. The game continues.
The game continues. Peter says, hands on your hips. Peter says, hands on your stomach. Peter says, hand on your head.
Indeed, we said 1 hand on your head.
I said hand.
Father Haggerty,
on your head.
You are out. We are down to 2.
All right. Peter says, wave to your friend across the street. Peter says, realize that's not your friend and feel awkward. Peter says, decide to be friendly and wave anyway. Peter says, remember that Canon 1167 says that the Apostolic See alone can establish new sacramentals or abolish or change any of them. Peter says, oh, well, you know what? You guys have been doing pretty good. Here's what we're going to do. From now on, your trigger phrase is no longer Peter says. I'm going to try to trip you up. Now it's Simon says. All right? So Simon says, chant the Lord be with you.
The Lord be with you.
Oh, Father Cowles, I'm so sorry. But Peter did not say that your new trigger phrase was now Simon says. And so unfortunately you are out. I believe that means that Father Scott Traynor has won.
Father Scott Traynor, well done.
Dastardly.
Great job, everybody. That was super fun. I've been looking forward to that literally for months. All right.
I think this is why Father Scott Traynor is such a great spiritual director. Great listener. Well done, Father Scott.
Father Scott, you now have immunity as we head into the next clergy council. All votes cast for Father Traynor will not count.
So, gentlemen, we are entering into a clergyman where it is every clergy council where it is every caller for himself. So, as you vote, you are voting against, besides Father Scott, who has immunity due to this last challenge, you are voting against any other man that remains. Would anyone like to play one of their remaining advantages or immunities at this time? Okay, would anyone like to speak for himself or make a case? You can tell the stakes are high. Gentlemen, I think you can go ahead and cast your votes. You can do so once again by chatting Abby in the chat box.
In the chat box.
In the chat box. There's some questions of wondering if the last game was rigged. Indeed, it was not rigged. It was just brilliant. Well done.
For the record, I had like another page.
Are you kind of bummed that you didn't get to use the rest of it?
No, we got to my favorite one, which was the Simon Says thing.
What was that, Father Scott?
Sorry, is everyone who's still in visible on the screen right now?
Yep.
Okay.
That is correct.
I like all these guys.
This is a tough clergy council.
It's hard to choose.
It is hard to choose.
These guys were all my seminarians, and I was their vocations director. They're all really good guys.
Let's vote off Haggerty.
He really just wants to be watching the game anyway, full-time. You know it.
I did appreciate that both Father Haggerty and Father Smith made a costume change in between the last clergy council. Very impressive.
Yeah, that was very impressive. I did notice that Father Smith came out in his camo. Which, for anyone who did not see Father Tim Smith's video ahead of time, 100% worth listening to, watching.
All right, the votes are in. Father Schulte with 1 vote, Father Haggerty and Father Haiar each with 3 votes. We have another tie. Let's see, that's odd. So yes, so we should be able to do this. Father Haggerty and Father Haiar are now the only options. Please vote again for either Father Haggerty or Father Haiar. Feel free to change your vote from last time. Do whatever you want. But this should lead us with only 1 left.
That's right. So everyone is voting once more for either Father Haggerty or Father Haiar. You can do so by chatting Abby.
Just remember everything I did for you as your vocations director. Father Cowles, remember all my good brother did for you in seminary. All that stuff.
Oh, we remember.
Oh, we remember.
Father Tyler Mattson would also like to affirm that you led that game like a pro, Father Andy.
Thanks, buddy.
It was well done. Votes are coming in very quickly. Feel free to let us know in the chat who you think maybe should go. I'd also love to know, when people watch these shows, they kind of have their, this is who it's going to be. I'd love to know in the chat, who do you think it's going to be? Now that we're down, let us know in the YouTube chat. Who's your guy?
Chris Cowles.
What's happening with Father Cowles?
Yeah, I see that, Chris. What's going on here?
I believe
because you intimidate me, Father Haggerty.
I believe Father Haggerty accidentally voted publicly, and so everyone knows where his heart lies.
Just make them all public from here on out.
You're just so intimidating. You're amazing, and you're so talented and gifted, and I just. Oh.
All right. We have tallied the votes, and the person with the most votes who is no longer in the running for last caller standing.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Father Haggerty. You're going to go have to watch that football game. You are not the last caller standing. Please break your tiki.
Where's it at? Here it is.
Goodbye, Father Haggerty. You are not the last caller standing.
There's always next year. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Well said. Well said.
All right, gentlemen, the game continues. We are entering into our eighth challenge of the evening. Father Andy, tell us what it is.
Our next challenge is a simple game. It's called Don't Laugh, Don't Smile. When we begin, all of you are going to adopt a straight face, not smiling, not laughing in any way. Each of you, we're going to go around, each of you will get 10 seconds to try to make the other members of the clergy break and either smile or laugh. If you smile or laugh at any time, you are out, and the last man standing wins.
Father Jeff is already smiling. Father Schulte. He's done.
I will tell you, I'm horrible
He's
at this
done
game.
so.
This is my worst nightmare. But, all right, so we are going to get started. Father Lacey, you're first up. You're going to get 10 seconds. Everybody, straight face, no smiling in 3, 2, 1, go.
Tim Cone.
Father Tim, you're
Father
out.
Tim Cone is out. Father Nick Haiar is out.
All right, Father Cowles, it's your turn.
Love you guys. You complete me. You make me whole. I don't
Father Lacey's
know how
gone.
to do this without you. You're my everything.
All right,
we are
Father
down
Schulte,
to Father Schulte
you're up.
and Father Scott Traynor still in the game, and Father Cowles.
So I was at a woman's funeral, and she said, "I'd like you to speak." So I went and said, "Plethora," and she said, "Thanks. That means a lot."
You're cracking up everybody else, but Father Cowles and Father Traynor staying stoic. All right, Father Traynor, it's your turn to try to make them laugh.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl going to the bathroom? Because the P is silent.
Father Cowles, back to you.
I don't know much about silent P's. I just don't. Gosh, that one still got me stumped. Is that a joke?
Okay, Father Schulte, you're up. That was a smile!
Was that a smirk?
Father Schulte, that was a smile! As you stood up, you smiled.
Oh,
I said any time. Okay, Father Traynor, it's a duel now. Father Traynor, you're up.
What do you call an angry carrot?
What do you call an angry carrot?
A steamed vegetable.
Yeah. Steaming hot. Yeah.
Father Cowles.
I don't
So
have
steamy hot.
anything more that I can share with him that's gonna break him up, because I know he's just so stony hard in this kind of competition. So
It's my true heart coming out.
I think we're just going to go to a free-for-all. The two of you try to make each other laugh. No boundaries.
What would bears be without bees? Ears.
Ears. Yeah, it'd be ears.
Why was Cinderella so bad at soccer? She kept running away from the ball.
Why did the girl get thrown out of the M&M factory? Because she keep throwing away the W's.
What do you call a well-balanced horse? Stable.
Nice. But where do you put the horse then?
Somewhere
It's supposed to go in the stable?
Like you like it.
All right. I think we're gonna have to call it there. You're making everyone else laugh, but each other. It's incredible, the strength of will. At this point, we're gonna have to go to a tiebreak between the two of you. We knew that several times in this game it might come down to this, and so we're going to transition to a tiebreak at this time.
Which tiebreaker are we doing?
That is an excellent question.
We have. Oh man.
Do I have to maintain this stony face? the
No,
entire
no
rest of
longer.
the game now?
Oh, it's just Q&A. Okay. All right, here's our tiebreaker. The tiebreaker is random trivia. Are you ready? This is just between Father Cowles and Father Traynor to see who stays in the game. Here's your question. How long in hours is the longest world record for a plank?
Whoever gets the closest without going over is going to win the tiebreak.
In hours, Father Cowles, what is your guess for the longest plank?
19 hours.
19? Father Traynor?
Without the closest without going over?
Yep.
1 hour.
Oh, playing some strategy here. The answer is 8 hours and 1 minute. Father Scott Traynor, you win the tiebreak and immunity going into the next clergy council.
I believe this is back-to-back immunity for Father Traynor, if I am not mistaken.
Competitor.
He is a fierce competitor.
And really good at Laffy Taffy jokes.
Okay, gentlemen.
I have lost twice to this man. Oh my lord.
This game is getting very intense.
Twice now.
Go ahead and get ready to cast your votes. You can go ahead and cast your vote of who you think needs to go by messaging Abby in the chat box. There's some killer jokes happening in the chat.
Father Haiar, it looked to me like you were having as much fun as I was that whole time. That was incredible.
Yes. Well, and I thought of doing my bishop's impersonation to get either of those to crack, but...
What is your bishop's now bait and hook? I'm hooked. What's your bishop's impersonation?
So, tell me, good brother Andy, what's been going on in your life? Say more about that, Father Andy.
That's so good.
I'm sensing that I need more fiber in my diet.
It looks like that would have broken everyone.
Well done.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're
That was
tallying the
some
votes
solid
as we
father
speak. Please get
jokes.
this in, guys.
Okay, I think we are very, very close.
By the way, if some of you might be wondering, wait, couldn't I play my advantage there? Now that we are merged, those advantages are no longer part of the game.
Votes are coming in strong. Okay,
All right.
we have our answer.
With 1 vote, Father Tim Cohn. With 2 votes, Father Nick Haiar. With 3 votes, and the next person voted out of the clergy council, Father Jeffrey Schulte. I'm sorry, you are not the last caller standing.
Goodbye, Father Jeff Schulte.
You played a strong game.
Please go ahead and break your tiki. Bon voyage. Eliminated.
All right, with that, we're going to move on to our next game for immunity. This is a pop culture trivia game.
Some of our clergy, it appears, are getting very nervous, feeling a little disconnected from what's happening in pop culture, but perhaps you will do okay.
In order to buzz in for this game, you will lift your tiki because you guys still have your tikis. You have proudly kept them this whole time. You're going to raise your tiki. The person to show the tiki fastest has buzzed in and will get a chance to answer the question. If that person gets it wrong, anybody else can buzz in. The first person to 3 points is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite much of a break you guys into.
All right.
Okay.
I'm on a Zoom call. I'm playing a video game.
Oh, yes, and incorrect answers will get you a negative point.
So the first priest to answer 3 correct trivia
The first
questions.
person to get 3 points.
The
Because if you get a question wrong, you lose a point.
Okay. All right. Fathers, are you ready? Name this celebrity.
Father Scott Traynor.
Hector Bautista.
That is correct.
Who is Hector Bautista?
He's the new director of mission engagement for the Diocese of Sioux Falls.
That's right. Yes, he is.
And what a celebrity.
Hector
A household name.
Bautista, happy to have you here in the Diocese of Sioux Falls and on the team.
If you guys haven't met him yet, he's
That was a
amazing.
trick. I'm like, who in pop culture looks like...
Okay, next question. In the Bible, where do we read about the birth of Jesus? We are looking for book and chapter. I believe I saw Father Cowles first.
Luke chapter 2.
Let's see if that's correct. Yes, that is correct. Well done. Point for Father Cowles. Next question. What is a duel between 3 people called? What is a duel between 3 people called? I guess technically it's not a duel. Anyone. Going. The answer is a truel. Next question.
Now that's real and amazing.
Next question. Which team had the greatest comeback win in all NFL history? I believe I saw Father Scott Traynor first.
The Minnesota Vikings this season.
That is correct.
That is correct. And all the Vikings fans go wild. They need to celebrate
If only
something.
Father Haggerty had still been in the game, you know? But he wasn't. Next question.
Next question. Which 2 U.S. states don't observe daylight savings time? Father Nick Haiar.
Arizona and Indiana.
Let's see if that is correct. That is incorrect. Arizona and Hawaii. Minus a point for Father Nick Haiar,
sorry,
which I think
Father
just
Haiar,
means you're negative.
You're in the negative.
You're in the negative. Okay, next question. Which poem was recited at Bishop Swain's funeral? We're looking for the name of the poem, which was stunning, by the way. Nick Haiar.
Strawberries in summer.
You are really close. Would you like to... Nope, you cannot. Okay, the answer that we were looking for was Christmas Trees and Strawberry Summers. And for listeners at home, it's worth looking it up. It's a beautiful, beautiful poem that Bishop Swain requested be read at his funeral. Okay, next question. What is Bradley Bradshaw's call sign in Top Gun? Father Lacey, I saw you first.
Rooster.
That is correct. Rooster. Great movie.
Oh,
Have you
so
seen
good.
it? It's
Yeah.
so good. It's so good. Next question. What Disney movie is this from? Father Cowles, I saw you first. Encanto. All of the kids are going crazy at home.
If
Kiddos,
didn't
I
have
hope
that
you
as a
got that
Hispanic
one.
Bastard, I'd be terrible.
We currently have a tie between Father Traynor and Father Cowles, both at 2 points. It's anybody's game, but mostly theirs.
Next question. What color is Yoda's lightsaber?
That was Father Tim Cone.
Green.
That is correct. Green. Next question. Who plays Jesus in the Chosen series? Father Cowles, I saw you.
Jonathan Rumi.
That is correct.
And Father Cowles, that's 3 points. You have won immunity in the pop culture challenge. You are clearly the hippest priest among us.
Okay, gentlemen, that means that anyone except Father Cowles who has immunity can be voted off the island.
That's true. And as we head into clergy council, please make your votes now. If anybody wants to defend themselves or argue why they shouldn't be voted off, now's the time.
I love you guys.
Father Tim Cone registering some insecurity there.
I received it. Do you know what a
Just
Flemish
remember
giant
to send it
is?
directly to Abby and not to the whole.
Yeah, message to Abby.
That is probably wiser for you, yes.
Do you know what the most listened to YouTube video is of all time?
Rickroll.
Oh, that's a good guess.
It is not right. The most listened to video of all time on YouTube is Baby Shark.
Yes, thank you, Father Cowles, for gesturing it and not singing it.
Okay, I do
We want
believe
to
that our
stay live
votes
on
are
YouTube.
in, Father Andy.
All right, we have our votes tallied. Father Cone and Father Lacey, you are safe. That means Father Haiar or Father Traynor, it's about to be the end of the journey for you. With 3 votes. Father Traynor, you are not the last caller standing. Please break your tiki. Oh.
Well played, Father Scott Traynor. You will be missed.
You know, he had some great immunity challenges, but didn't get it when it counted.
I think he answered several of those trivia questions. It was a bit intimidating to the rest of the participants. Okay, dear brothers, we are going into our next challenge. We are getting down to the wire, very close to figuring out who our last caller will be. I believe, if I am not mistaken, this is challenge number 9.
Sure. All right. So, by the way, and this is our last game that we're playing tonight, and we want to do something special for our last game. So, everyone at home who is on the YouTube chat, you're going to be able to do another YouTube poll and help us decide who wins this game. So, if you're not on the chat, get down in the chat, get ready. We'll put up that poll pretty soon. All right. So, here's how this is going to work. We know that priests. You all just had Sunday Mass. You probably prepared all week, praying and studying God's Word, getting ready for your homily. But what would a homily look like if you were given almost no time to prepare it? For this next game, you are each going to be given no warning and have to give a 30-second homily. Now, not only will you have to give a 30-second homily, but while you do it, you're going to have to work in a word or phrase that we will give you right before you start. Now, whoever everybody at home thinks gives the best homily with the best incorporation of their secret word, or their sudden word, you might say, you should go, once we put up the poll, vote for the person that you think gave the best homily. So I think we're going to start off first.
Again, that's 30 seconds.
30-second homily.
For your homily. It has to be a true homily incorporating 2 words.
All right. Oh, yes, we're going to give you 2 words or phrases. I forgot about that. This is going to be tough.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not just 1 word or phrase, it's 2 words or phrases. So we're going to start off with Father Cone. Father Cone, you're going to be the first one to give... I'm going to give you the 2 words and then say go. All right? Your 2 words are flying squirrel and pig pile. Go.
So in our gospel today, our Lord invites us to place all of our trust in him. So, our Lord will give us absolutely everything necessary to get to heaven. So let's say that you're a flying squirrel, right? And you're just soaring from tree to tree, but something happens and you just fall right into the midst of the pig pile, right? I mean, and it's whatever, pig something or another, pigsty, yeah. And it's horrible. You're just covered in all of this stuff. What are you going to do? Right? You cry
3,
out to the Lord.
2,
hits you up,
1.
And he gives you everything you need to be with him forever in heaven.
Amen. Well done, Father Tim Cone. Well done. Who's next?
Let's have Father Grant Lacey. All right. I'm going to give you the 2 words and say go, and you're going to have 30 seconds to preach. Your 2 words are Avatar and Gushers. Go.
So it gets harder and harder to find a decent movie to watch these days. Something that'll really draw you into the Lord, something that'll really get you thinking about those finer nuances of life and death and different situations. And if I like to sit down and watch a movie like, Avatar, I think it's okay, but I'm not going to gush over it. It's just the kind of thing where, it might be able to draw you into, communion with nature and things like that. But if
3,
you really want to know
2, 1.
Get you closer to God.
Time. Very good, Father Lacey.
Well done. Well done.
Okay.
I'm inspired.
All right. Our last participant, Father Cowles. I'm gonna give you 2 words and let you loose. Here we go.
Father Nick's still in the game too, by the way.
I don't see.
2 more.
Oh, I do. Oh, sorry, you were hiding off on the edge there. Well, okay. So Father, we'll start with Father Cowles
but
though.
Just don't forget him. That's not fair.
All right. Your 2 words are emoji movie and octopus. Go.
My brothers and sisters, as you eat your octopus at this beautiful meeting that we're gathered around today, I would ask that you avoid watching the emoji movie because it shares emotions on a level that isn't actually for our own benefit. We are called to share our hearts completely with God, not just with poop emojis. Those sorts of things aren't great influences for our kids. So I would ask, as this octopus continues to move through your body and you enjoy it during the course of this wonderful
3,
day, you allow Christ
2,
into your heart,
1.
not poop emojis.
Oh, well done.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Father Haiar, I'm sorry I forgot you for a minute. You were on the edge of my screen. I'm going to give you 2 words and let you preach. Your 2 words are, I'm Elvis Presley and Mermaid. Go.
You know, it's hard to know who's actually who. There's a lot of false prophets out there saying, hey, I'm Elvis Presley, when they're actually not. Or, hey, I'm Joe Biden, and they're not actually. And all of us are searching. Just like Ariel, the Little Mermaid. She wants something better than her life. You're probably like, why am I here on Earth? I want to go where they can run and dance in the sun and sing. Well, that's heaven. Heaven is our real world. And we don't have to be trapped under the sea with Sebastian.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen,
was incredible.
Seminary information at work. Well done, Father Nick Haiar. I am beyond impressed.
Okay,
You were
so
preaching.
Disney movies.
Too many Disney movies.
As quick as we can, we're going to go live with a YouTube poll and vote for the priest that you thought gave the best homily.
Father, can you give us a reminder of what words each priest incorporated into their homily?
I can't remember who did what, but I will tell you our words were mermaid, flying squirrel, emoji movie, pig pile, gushers, avatar, octopus, and I'm Elvis Presley. That was so impressive.
Votes are coming in really strong. Well done, good and faithful
Father Haiar,
servants.
I gotta give you props on that one. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was so good.
The jump to false prophets right away. Brilliant. Brilliant.
And Father Cohen, you you preached, and without prompting, me and Emily both finished. You finished, and we were like, "Amen!" It was actually moved my heart.
I'm stirred. Father Nick is getting a lot of love in the chat for this one.
Right? But there's still time. People put in
There's
your
still
votes
time.
now.
People
It's
are
down in the YouTube
still
chat.
adding votes. Votes are still coming in. Ashley McIntyre says Father Nick killed it. Casson Dennison is voting for Father Nick. He feels really strong about that one. Mary Kohler loved Father Cohn, was super moved by Father Cohn's message today.
All right, here we go. So we're going to close down the voting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And who delivered the best homily? With 57% of the vote, Father Nick Haiar.
Well done, Father Nick Haiar. Well done.
After this final game, you have immunity going into our next clergy council. Now, this is going to be our last clergy council that operates according to the normal rules. And so it's really important. This vote is going to mean a lot. Father Cowles, with all those crazy words buzzing in your heads, what are your thoughts going into this final clergy council?
I just got indigestion from octopus right now. But I love my brothers. It's really hard for me to choose either of you guys. It's just hard because you guys are both awesome. So, Tim, yeah, it's just hard to vote right now because I love you guys. You've been doing an awesome job.
Very fair. I need a tissue.
Father Nick, you are completely safe. Weights off your shoulders. How are you approaching this vote?
I'm yanked and proud, so whether it's Father Grant or Father Cowles, I hope they stay. I love Father Tim, but he's not part of the best deanery ever. So.
Okay. All right, we're pulling out the deaneries. This is good. Gentlemen, please go ahead and begin casting your votes. Again, you can vote by messaging in the chat Abby and let her know who you think needs to go this round.
Still voting for Nick.
Lots of love for all of our priests in the chat online.
You know, it's funny because we wanted to do these impromptu homilies.
Yeah.
And at first we was just going to be give the homily, but priests actually have to do that. Sometimes you just get thrown into a situation and we were like, we have to make it harder. And you know what? Next year we might have to make it harder. Because you guys all did so good. We're tallying the votes now. We have another tie, not unforeseen, but we have another tie. 2 votes for both Father Cohn and Father Cowles. What this means is we're going to vote one more. Well, no, we can't. We can't do that.
It'd be even vote.
We're going to have to go to another tie break. Father Cohn and Father Cowles, we will give you another trivia question that you answer. Man, so many tie votes this year. It has been a fierce competition. Thank you guys for voting. In the end, it was meaningless, though, and we're just going to see what trivia you know.
Okay, Elise is pulling up our tiebreakers. This is going to be a trivia question. We are just getting it pulled up so that you can have it in front of you. Here is your question. How old was Van Gogh when he died?
Again, you're going to be guessing a number that is whoever gets closest without going over is going to win. Yep, and this will just be Father Cohn and Father Cowles. All right, it's between you two. So I think first up to vote, Father Cowles. How old do you think Vince Van Gogh was when he died?
I don't want the same thing to happen that happened before with Father Traynor. But I'm going to try 45.
45.
Okay.
Father Cohn.
That was exactly the number I was going to say. 38.
38. Wow. Two close guesses. And the number is 37.
We both went over.
We both went over. If they both went over, I think we go to another tiebreaker.
I think we go to the next tiebreaker.
All right.
All right, next tiebreaker. All right, what is the average cost for a year of undergraduate tuition at Harvard? The average cost for undergraduate tuition at Harvard.
Father Cohn, you're going to go first this time.
Including room and board and everything?
The whole shebang.
Whole shebang. We'll say 100,000.
Okay. Father Cowles.
Oh, this is hard. 100,001.
And the answer? 55,000. I mean, inflation is bad, but it's not that bad, guys.
No, you never know.
I don't go there.
Okay.
Oh, we should, yeah.
This means
we're going to go one more.
We're going to go one more. Okay.
This is the game now. This is the whole game now.
Let's arm wrestle.
Yeah. How many Olympic gold medals has Michael Phelps won?
Father Cowles, you're first. Think about guessing lower.
13.
13? Father Cohn?
14.
And their answer is 23. Father Tim Cohn, you are remaining.
Father Cowles, I'm so sorry. You will not be the last caller standing. Please break your tiki torch.
Hearts are breaking across YouTube along with this gesture. Goodbye, Father Cowles. Well played. You did a wonderful job.
And with that, we're down to our final three competitors. Father Grant Lacey, Father Tim Cohn, and Father Nick Haiar. Well done, gentlemen. You've made it to the final leg of this destiny, or this destination, whatever you want to call it, this journey.
That's right.
Here's how this is going to go. The priests are going to get a few moments to say why they should receive a vote. So you're each going to get about a minute to make your case. Why should you be the last caller standing? We're going to bring all your brother priests back from their breakout rooms so that they can say something brief if they wish. They're each going to cast a vote. Then, for those of you that signed up via Flocknote, you're going to get to vote via Flocknote. And we're also going to put a YouTube poll up, and you're going to get to choose. Now, when we total both Flocknote and YouTube together, when we put all those numbers together, whoever wins the popular vote of the audience is going to get 2 votes, and each priest who's coming back will get 1 vote. Whoever gets the most votes is the last caller standing. All right?
That's right.
So we're gonna send out that link for Flocknote, and also we're gonna put up that YouTube poll in just a minute. But first, we need to hear from each of you why you should be the last caller standing. Father Cohn, you just had an ordeal. We'll let you go last. Father Grant Lacey, why should you be the last caller standing?
As a university chaplain, I think it's really good to to set an example for your students of living the life and living the faith, and just being present out there to them. And I know that I've got some students and some faculty that are watching tonight. I just really want to be that example You know, and I think that if I was the last collar standing, if I could hang this tiki torch with pride on the edge of my desk, I think the people would really know that if you put your mind to it and you keep your head down, you don't open your mouth too many times, you can achieve great things, even in a game show format, just like this.
Well said, Father Lacey. How about you, Father Nick Haiar?
Well, being a disciple is not easy, but being newly ordained, I try to be happy, holy, hungry, humble, honorable, and hardworking. And at times I try to be a lifelong Catholic missionary disciple of North America Association of the Rifle Federation of Eastern South Dakota through God's love. And it's not always easy, but the people of Yankton are good people, so they help me do those things. And, you know, we need diversity. I'm a very small person. We have two, basically, giants, Vikings. So if you've ever been picked on because you're small like me, vote for the little guy. Vote for the Hobbit.
Well said, Father Nick Haiar. Well said. I think you made a great case for yourself today. Father Tim Cohn, how about you? Why do you think you should be the last caller standing?
Look, I'm going to lay this out for you. I love you guys. I love the people of the diocese. I mean, this is my home, right? I've been at 4 different parishes. I've been all over the place. I've poured my blood, sweat, and tears into the very soil here, right? I mean, I'm here to represent, and I'm here to support and to draw every soul closer to Christ, not just those who are voting against me, but every soul. Why? Because I want everyone watching here to go to heaven, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray for you guys that you all get there to heaven, whether you vote for me or not.
All right, the polls are now open. You can cast your vote for the last caller standing. You can do that on Flocknote or YouTube. You can do both. Scam the system. Get 2 votes. Do whatever you need to do.
Are we allowed to lobby or?
Yeah, in fact, what I would love to do now is to hear. We're bringing back all our eliminated clergy. What do you guys think? Who should be the last caller standing?
I just want to say, I think Father Lacey and Father Cohen and Father Nick are all just amazing, great priests of our diocese. But, you know, a priest is called to proclaim the word of God. And I must say, Nick Haiar brought the bishop impersonation, the amazing impromptu homily, and kind of put the smackdown on Bishop twice. Not once, but twice. That's a lot of respect for me for Father Nick. That's all I'm going to say.
Great support for Father Nick. Great support for Father Nick. Anyone else like to pull some weight?
Yeah, I want to give some shout out to Father Tim Cohn. He's truly has been all over the eastern part of South Dakota proclaiming the good news of Jesus. He's been in Sioux Falls. He's been in Mitchell. He's been in Aberdeen. He's worked at a Newman Center when he was in Aberdeen. And now he takes care of the good Catholics up in Edmonds and McPherson counties. He does a phenomenal job. And I just want you people to reconsider, if you've cast your vote, maybe change that vote and make it for Father Cohn, because he is a phenomenal servant and true missionary disciple. And I love the other priests, but Father Cohn, you have my vote.
Beautiful support. Beautiful support. I think we need our priests to begin casting their votes if they have not already. Is that correct, Father Andy?
Yes, so these will not be secret chat ballots. You guys are going to get to say loud and proud who you're voting for. If you want to throw a little something in there on why you are voting for that person, we'd love to hear your thought process. Let us start with Father Grant Lacey. Or no, it's only the eliminated clergy.
That's right.
So we're going to start with Father Scott Traynor.
Yeah, so I am casting my vote for Father Nick Haiar, and though there were a lot of nice words there, that was just rank parochialism from Father Tim Smith. Just saying, that's what that was.
You offered great support for Father Nick Haiar earlier. Father Tim Smith, like you said earlier, we know who has your vote. You are getting behind Father Tim Cohn in support of him spreading the gospel all over eastern South Dakota. Father Jeff Schulte, who has your vote?
My good brother, Father Tim Cohn, you know, he's had a rough go in the last year. Like, he broke his rotator cuff. Like, he just needs a win, you know. His lung, like, he got a blood clot in his lung, so he just needs a win, so.
Okay, thank you, Father Schulte. Father Tommy Anderson, who has your vote?
Well, I obviously love Father Tim Cone, wonderful man, but I've got to be representing Yankton here today, and I've got to cast a vote for one of my Yankton brothers. I'm so proud of my vicar, Father Nick, so I'm going to give him the edge here.
Great support for his vicar. Okay, let's see. Father Jeff Norfolk, who has your vote tonight?
Shout out for Father Lacey. Got to give the underdog a shout out.
Awesome. Always going for the underdog. Congratulations, Father Lacey. You have Father Jeff's vote. Father Haggerty, who has your vote tonight?
Well, Father Cone and Father Nick Haiar are both some amazing guys. I got to work with them as vocations director. They're just really easy guys to work with, really hard workers. And everyone loves ice cream cones, but I decided to go to a higher level. And just like the bishop talks about a higher level all the time with Father Nick Haiar and his impersonation of the bishop, I got to go to Nick Haiar, and also for his father too, in a special way as well. So he's battling some illness there. So
Beautiful, Father Haggerty. Thank you. Father Cowles, who has your vote tonight?
This is, like I said, hard because I actually appreciate all these guys a lot. Let's see here. Father Cone, you're awesome. Don't ever feel like you're not. Father Nick and Father Lacey, this one actually breaks my heart that I have to make this choice in this moment in time. Because Father Lacey, we go way back. And Father Nick, you just chose me to be your director, and I feel very unworthy of that task. I feel like I'm in trouble either way. But at this moment in time, I'm going to go for Father Lacey. Because, well, he's serving the Benedictines and the people of Yankton, who I love, as you are serving the people of Yankton as well. Appreciate that totally. But just got to go for Father Lacey this time.
Okay. Thank you, priest, for casting your vote. I think we may need to reveal who the audience voted for.
Well, we still have Father Jacob Doty.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Father Jacob Doty, you were hanging out on my other side.
Yeah, I think in my vote, I will vote for someone who didn't vote against me, and that will be Father Nick Haiar. So I don't think I've ever been backstabbed by Father Nick. I vote for him.
Hey,
solid allegiance.
The game
Beautiful
has consequences.
allegiance.
You know
the
what I
game
mean?
has consequences.
I respect that a lot. We have tallied our social media, and in a really big way. Maybe it was the Little Mermaid reference. I don't know. But Father Nick Haiar, you get the 2 votes from winning the social media vote. You win the popular vote.
You have the people's choice.
You are the people's choice, so you get 2 votes. When we tally those all up, the priest votes and 2 votes to Nick Haiar, you guys, the winner is clear. This year's last collar standing. 12 went in, well, technically 11, and only 1 remains. The last collar standing this year is Father Nick Haiar. Congratulations!
Congratulations, Father Nick Haiar. You are now a keeper of the last collar staff.
We will get this to you sometimes, and you can proudly walk amongst your parishioners with a staff that Moses would be proud to wield. Until next year, you are the last collar standing of 2023. Congratulations.
Clergy, we want to thank you so much for participating tonight. You were great sports. You brought forward your best effort, and I think the people at home absolutely loved watching you, loved getting to experience a whole nother side of your vocation and the joy that each of you has. So thank you so much for participating. Ladies and gentlemen at home, we want to thank you for participating as well. And remember, this is all made possible through our sponsorships and through the ongoing support of Lumen Christi. So if you haven't been able to donate yet, we do invite you to go to www.sfcatholic.org/LCS. That stands for Last Collar Standing.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. It stands for Last Collar Standing. And to donate and support the ongoing work of our amazing missionaries there, we just also could not do this without all of the support from the Diocesan Communications Office, our behind-the-scenes team made up of various missionaries and people who have supported Lumen Christi over the past number of years. And shout out to us. I think we did okay. That was on my sheet, and I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
Well, and for the record, many of you have watched this in the past know that I'm often the co-host, and this year Emily Leadham stepped up and was an amazing host. Thank you so much for doing it with me. It was a lot of fun.
Stop.
I really encourage you to donate to Lumen Christi. It's a beautiful mission in our diocese, equipping young people with what they need to spread the gospel. Also, I would just ask at this time, are we ready?
I think we're ready.
I think we're ready for our closing prayer. I wonder who would be suitable to do our closing prayer. Maybe our last caller standing of 2023. Father Nick Haiar, would you do us the honor?
I'm virtually passing you the staff.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the gift of our faith and the incredible gift of our diocese. Lord, please continue to fill us with faith, hope, and charity, that we can be lights on a hill to those who are in darkness, those who do not know yet your goodness and love. And may Almighty God bless all of you present. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Last Caller Standing. Congratulations, Father Nick Haiar. You indeed are the last caller standing. Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you next year.